They're not bad. The Japanese from a very low base. Last year we were in despair in Tokyo, but they've met 160% of their promise. The Canadians, good for them. They've got the G8 next year, 206% of their promise. The Americans, 70% will easily get there. The Brits will get there plus. The French, embarrassingly terrible given their cultural, political, economic and historic interests in Africa. And the Germans, God bless them, making great leaps forward. And I don't say it patronisingly because it's seriously hard in this cold environment, politically and economically, to do this stuff. At the turn of the millennium, it was decided by everyone to try and bring the 50% of the planet who lived on less than $2 a day into the world economy. You can't live on $2 a day. Not only that, you exclude from the world economy the dynamism, the creativity, the productivity, the intellectualism of half the human beings on the planet, which is self-defeating, as most of the world, except Italy, seems to agree.
Let's talk about Italy.
Okay.
Why do you think Italy at 3% has got such a dismal record, in your words?
Because the first thing to get cut when you've got domestic economic problems will be things they see as peripheral, marginal, which will be overseas aid. But it's not. As you know, the G20 was pounding on. It's all about building up the marginal economies. Now, Africa, if you take it as a single economy, is the 10th largest economy in the planet, which is what the Chinese clearly understand. It is bigger than India, it is bigger than Brazil, it is bigger than Mexico, and the only emerging economy to beat it is China. It's why the Yanks are in there big time, the Chinese are in there big time, and this year alone the Japanese have doubled their business investment in that continent. Why would Italy, the nearest country in the north to it, with chronic immigration problems because of African poverty, why would it deny it? And it's because of their domestic exigencies, that's why. But they need to refocus and see it clearly.
Is it helpful to call them out on this in this way?
Yes.
You called them shysters, or you called it... Is it helpful? Is the name and shame philosophy worthwhile?
We're too close to the end game for Italy now. There doesn't seem to be a coherent plan. I wrote a piece in the Financial Times asking the G20 to remove the presidency of the G8 from the Italians. I did it on the basis that how could there be any credibility when a personal and national commitment ceases to be lived up to? So how can the other leaders agree that this guy is going to do what he says? They're not going to. And yet we're at a fundamental moment here. Obama's coming with a big agricultural plan, I believe. Brown would support that, Merkel would support it. What price, the leadership of Italy? If you want to reboot the world economy, turn on Africa, Mr. Berlusconi, turn it on.
Now, the Italian Foreign Ministry, in a statement to CNN, said that Italy remained fully committed to the Gleneagles goals, but the financial crisis had hit all of us in Europe, and we need a bit more time to fulfil our promises. They said that Italy would get there anyway.